Okay, champs, today we're gonna have an amazing conversation with Head of Recruitment at bunq, Samar Morshedi. I'm looking forward and super excited. Let's go.
My name is Samar. I'm originally from Iran. I am leading recruitment and employer branding at bunq. And me and my team are always in the lookout to find the best talent for bunq to come here and make banking easy for our users. And super excited today to tell a little bit more about what I do. Hello, hello.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you, Samar?
Welcome. Please.
Samar, we are on.
Yes.
Thank you very much for making this happen.
Of course.
I appreciate your time.
Thanks for coming.
So the first question, always the tricky one.
You love that, right?
That's it. What do you believe in the recruitment which the whole industry would disagree with you?
I'm not sure if the whole industry is going to disagree with me. But I think the fact that talent acquisition and looking for good people should not be only with TA team. I think in every company, the whole company, at least that's how we do it also at bunq. Everyone is is in the lookout for good talent. We are in this together, we are growing, we need good people, come here, solve problems. So it is not only TA's job. What is definitely our job is to facilitate and make sure that everybody knows how to do that when it comes to sourcing, when it comes to running good interviews, when it comes to evaluating on the skills and be objective in the way of evaluating talent. Okay. Of course, we have the knowledge and we can share that. But definitely it's something we believe that all the hiring managers, or even the one who are not hiring managers, you are a team member, you know that there is a problem in your team that needs to be solved. So do you know someone from your network? Let's make that connection.
Okay, I love it. Yeah. And there is a story as well how you actually got to the bunq, right? This is not the traditional way of sourcing or hiring. Not really. I've been reached out. Already I don't have a traditional recruitment background. I was having a commercial role. I was a head of commercial and customer success at a startup scale-up. Of course, it was focused on recruitment tech, so I was familiar with recruitment scene. I was working with recruitment teams. Actually, we were helping them auditing their automations, efficiency. So I was working with them, and I was really interested in the field, of course. And then I've been reached out that bunq at the time looking for a new head of recruitment with commercial background, which was very interesting for me. I was like, at the time I was like, okay, that's interesting. And now, of course, it just makes sense because there's also a lot of overlaps. Okay. We have a lot of clients when you're in TA, so you need to also make sure that you keep everyone happy and also engaged. That's the story. And then I did the interview, I got even more interested in what's going on, the growth journey and the phase at the companies, and I got interested, and I came here for the Get Shit Done Day, which I can tell you about a little bit more. What does it mean? Yeah. And then I even loved it more when I was here for doing my assignments, and I was like, okay, I'm up for a challenge. Let's do this. Okay. Tell me about the mentality of the bunq.
So when it comes to recruitment, it's been years that we don't ask for CVs. So we have a skill-based recruitment process. What it means is that, we really don't care how things look like on paper. Things on paper can look amazing, but on practice not really, or vice versa. So we were like, okay, let's ditch that. And it means that, we need to build a process which is also scalable to actually give people the chance to show what they got and the skills. So that's how we do recruitment. So there are a couple of online tests. Of course, then we also do interviews. We have an application form that people can share about what they're interested in and then some basic requirements of the role. And then they go through rounds of assessments and then interviews. And the last stage, which is, I think that's how we sort of wrap up this skill-based recruitment process, which is the Get Shit Done Day. What does it mean, or what do we do? Is that candidates come to the office for one day, for some leadership roles even for 2 days, and they work on challenges related to the role that they will be, if they get hired, they will be working on. So as if they have already been hired. Because the way we look at talent at bunq is that there is a problem. Can you solve the problem? Then this is yours. Oh, you can solve a more complex problem? That one is yours. So that's how we look at talent. And that's the approach for Get Shit Done Day as well. They come here, there's a real challenge that we are facing today. You think you are the right person, we think you are the right person. Let's show us what you got, and they work on it for one day. And it's not only for us, obviously, to evaluate the candidates, it's also giving the candidates the opportunity to get a real sense and feeling of what it means to work here.
And everyone is saying yes to that?
Not always, and that's fine. And that's completely fine, because I think all the steps that we have in our recruitment journey are opportunities for us and for the candidates to see if we are a good fit or not. So if that's not a right way for candidates to get to know us, also fine. So no hard feelings.
Feels like a very sophisticated process in a way, because you really want to get to the right talent out there. So it's not about hiring someone, but someone really good. So I can imagine that scaling this is not that easy. So can you give me the overview of your team and what is the challenges in terms of number of the hires you're trying to make?
I think the key here is to focus on what is it that these people need to be doing. So you mentioned something about good talent. I mean, everyone is great and amazing. If we are good for each other, if what we bring on the table and if they bring on the table fit and match. So that's what we are focusing on, meaning that, as I mentioned earlier, there is a problem, there is a challenge in the middle of our growth journey, right? So we need people that they can come and help with fixing these challenges or closing these gaps. And that's what we always focus when we look at talent. And that's how we present to them when it comes to, okay, what is this role about, what you're going to do. And that usually resonates with people way easier than just, a piece of job description. So,
If the CEO of the company will come to you and say like, okay, Samar, we need to cut your team by 2. And we need to increase the goals of hiring by 2. What would be the first move you're going to make? And this is the decision already made.
Yeah. Good that things are not happening like that at bunq, so. But I will go with the flow. I think what I would do is what I start our conversation with, that enable everyone in the company to be able to be a good talent acquisition partner and recruiter. So how to find good people, how to do sourcing, how to use the latest technology for sourcing, how to actually be objective in how you evaluate people and write the potential of the people and what you're looking for in the job, how to do good interviews. So I think that would be my main first move to, okay, if our team needs to get smaller, how we can enable the rest of the company to actually be able to do the job, because we need people anyway. So that needs to be done. Job needs to be done.
Job needs to be done. Now going back to your background, because indeed, I think if I'm going to actually show that it is possible to anyone out there in the talent acquisition, they will be challenging me if they don't know you personally. Because you really didn't have any recruitment background, and now you're actually head of recruitment of one of the biggest and most exciting company in the world. How it's possible?
How is possible? I think it comes from the fact that I think we are at an era that drive passion, introspection, being able to unlearn and learn, and all of this stuff are way more important than what the skills you already have. First of all, also there's a lot of transferable skills when whatever you have done. So there is that, but also again the drive, taking ownerships, being able to reflect what I did good, what I didn't do good, how I can do better, how I can show up better next time. I think these are the skills, or that means soft skills, how do you want to call them, that are more important than the hardest skills. And I think that is the underlying reason that
something like that happened, that I am coming from not recruitment background, I am leading recruitment, but by the way, I am not the only one. We have so many great people that actually, our head of product, he was actually doing a Get Shit Done Day for CFO role, so you would be really surprised. And at the end, during the Get Shit Done Day, people are like, well, actually, maybe not a CFO, how about head of product?
Okay.
So I think that's the approach, and that's why it is happening like that. I myself just hired a very great, young, talented recruiters, talent partners from it was internal mobility from our operation team. They never did recruitment before, but they know bunq. They have been at bunq for more than 4 years, both of them, and they know what exactly it means to work at bunq. They know why we are here, what do we do here. And the only thing they needed was to get training on how to be a good recruiter. And that's something we enabled, and we facilitated them during the onboarding, but also after onboarding. And we also have more experienced recruiter that they can coach and mentor each other and then help them to catch up with the knowledge gap that they have. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what makes it possible, that it doesn't matter what you have done before. So you can do anything.
I love it.
Yeah.
Can you show us the office a bit?
Yes, of course. Let's do that.
What is this, Samar?
Yeah, so you're seeing actually pictures of bunq weekend. It is our iconic event. Once a year, we get together for a full weekend. Yes,
everyone around the globe.
Everyone around the globe. Everybody fly over. Okay. All the bunkers, and we do hackathon. So we work on some challenges, and then we have a competition, and then we party, and there's a lot of cool stuff. He is our head of legal. He's also a DJ, by the way.
Wow.
Harman.
This is okay.
One of those cool stuff about bunq.
Everybody has the second job.
Yeah. So yeah.
This is cool.
We're seeing the pictures
Okay.
there. Yeah, and then this is the club. So where we eat lunch, dinners, we party here. Wow. So.
You have such a great view.
We
from
celebrate.
Here as
well. Yes.
Okay.
I really love it here. And you
How
can
many
also
people you have
see,
in
by
this
the way,
office?
these are the t-shirts from bunq updates. So every year,
really?
3 or 4 times a year, we do bunq updates, which we actually present all the new features that we've been working on to our users.
Counting it right, so you almost have 27 updates already.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yes, each bunq update has their own, actually even more. No, sorry, the last one is 30, sorry, yes.
30.
Yes, 30,
okay.
yes.
Wow, 30 updates so far.
And if we do this event live, by the way, we get together in the Lamar and theater in Amsterdam, and our users come in as well. So that's the whole point, that we launch new whatever we have been working on so hard for our users. We show them, we ask them questions, they share their feedback with us. It's such a great event. So
amazing.
Then we collect.
How many people in this office?
Good question. In Amsterdam office, I think we should be. Don't quote me on that. I need to check.
Oh, for sure.
But I think we are around 200, I guess.
200.
But we also have our office in Rotterdam. So in the Netherlands,
okay.
We also have office in Rotterdam.
Is there any special place for you here?
In the office.
In the office.
No, interestingly enough, funny that you ask. Every 4 weeks we do office shuffles.
Okay.
So what it means? It means every 4 weeks we sit with a different group of people in different rooms.
Oh.
And the idea behind it is that, well, we are also growing very fast. So many people are coming in. We really want to get to know each other and understand what we are working on, but also bring different perspective on the table. If I am working on a challenge and sitting next to someone from back-end team, they can give me the perspective that maybe I don't have.
Okay.
So we sit together every 4 weeks with different group of people.
For 1 day?
For 4 weeks. And then again, we shuffle again. So every 4 weeks, we get assigned to different rooms with different...
So you never sit with your team?
If it is needed, I do that. But yes, most of the time I'm sitting with different people.
This is such a cool...
Because if you end up only sitting with your own team, then you don't get to know other people. Especially for recruitment, it's very important,
every company can learn from that. No, really.
It is one of my favorite rituals that we have at bunq, to be honest. Because otherwise, I would never, I don't know, sit next to someone from finance, potentially, right?
Otherwise, you wouldn't learn, right? What is this thing?
So, what is this?
Realize your dreams.
Yeah. These are all the cool stuff around our office, right?
Okay.
We will find them.
We'll love it. Show us more.
Well, by the way, we always have the homemade cooked lunch here, and also dinners, which is really amazing.
Dinners as well?
Yes,
so
dinners as well.
people can actually leave and stay here and just...
Yes, if you want to, yes, definitely, yes. You're more than welcome. Yes, also our Get You Done Day candidates, they will also do the rest, do the same.
Okay.
they're more than welcome to stay. And over there is our,
Can I ask you about this one? What is
yes.
this?
Oh, well, yes. So this is, we are a tech company, but we're also a bank. And this is the wall that we signed the banking oath, which is our responsibility and accountability toward our users to keep them safe and keep their money safe.
I love the Harry Potter symbol. Saying this word that I'm absolutely good. Okay.
Yes.
And this is a coffee corner.
Yes, this is our coffee corner, and also we hang out here sometimes for some small talks. Yes.
Okay. Because you are bunq, you have to. That's exactly the question.
Yes.
You need to have some kind of like a super cool security system.
Well, yes, right?
Yes. Tell us, what is this?
So this is recognizing my face, and that's how I get access to the office. So we make sure that only people who are authorized can get access to the office.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So if I will be doing that,
it's not gonna grant you access, but
look,
it's already
founder of Avery. That's it.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
Are you guys somehow measuring the bad hires or the mishires in the process?
We measure everything.
Okay.
So we are a very data-driven analytical company, so obviously we measure everything. And yes, definitely we look into some of the hiring decisions that were not the best ones. And there's always a learning to that. bunq is quite a special culture, and especially we do things quite differently, and it might not be a fit for everyone, and that's completely fine. And also in our hiring decision, we might get it wrong and then make some of those wrong decisions, I guess. But I think at the end, sometimes you never know until you give it a try, and it is completely fine. But what we always try to do, and we always do that, is to get back. We have these really close feedback loops for successful ones or for not successful ones. We always look back because we also collect data. Okay, we did this evaluation during the recruitment process, and did we have this evaluation during the onboarding? What went wrong? What are the discrepancies? How we can actually translate these insights into the practices we have in the recruitment, and make sure that we avoid similar mistakes in the future. So yeah, that's our approach towards.
What is the the most maybe memorable bad hire, mishire you had, and you learned a lot from that experience?
Memorable ones. I think sometimes we might have some ideas about what we like to do or what we are up for, a challenge or fast pace, or doing something outside of our comfort zone. And
Okay.
well, when someone looking at bunq from outside might see this, and that's very correct. But I think sometimes it's very different when you come and experience it yourself. So yeah, a couple of hires that they were not very successful was really related to that. And what I learned from that is that it is my job to make sure that we show a very transparent view of what it means to work at bunq, all the cool stuff, but also all the challenges. To give you an example here, you get real ownerships, you get trusted with real problems that you need to solve, and you own the outcome, even if it is not good. If it's good, of course, you get the recognition, obviously, but an appreciation. But if it is not also good, you're still being held accountable for that, and that's not something for everyone. And again, you might have different ideas about it, and then you experience it and you see that, yeah, well, maybe that's not for me. So again, going back to learnings, I found it that it's okay, this is our job to make sure that we put a clear picture of what it means.
Okay.
Yeah, to be successful at bunq.
I also talk with the executives, with the CEO, CFO of the companies, and I often hear that they actually see the recruitment as a cost center. That not necessarily currently they bring a lot of actually value to the table. Can you maybe share your opinion on that? Why they think so?
Yeah, I understand. But I think what is different here is that we, as I said, we measure everything. So we have data. We keep track of the quality of our work, or what is the value that we're bringing on the table. On a practical level, which channels are we using, which channel is bringing the best quality, what is the quality of sourcing, what is the quality of organic. So all of this is stuff, we look at them, we track them, we have dashboards, and we take actions instance, from the insights that we get from these dashboards. So I think that makes it a little bit easier to explain what we do and what is the value that bringing on the table. But at the same time, I think, as I mentioned earlier, the biggest value that we can bring on the table is to, first of all, bring expertise to the whole company, that what it means to become good in recruitment and hiring. Because I think, independent of what you do, if you're good at hiring, if you can spot talent, if you're good at evaluating and assessing talent, it's just a great skill to have. So that's I think a value that we are bringing on the table. But also, when we make hires, we look into the quality performance. We have our own performance cycles every 3 months, so it is not that difficult to check the quality of what we brought on the table. So people get started, and then every 3 months we have performance reviews. So there is an objective way of actually assessing the quality of our work and show the value of it for the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. And I think when you actually shared the perspective about teaching everyone around yourself, not only the recruiters, but also the whole company, how to really spot the talent, is there a bunq way of doing that?
Bunq way of doing that? Yes, I guess. For example, we have a hiring OKR. So every quarter we have different kinds of OKRs, which are usually big challenges in the company that we want to work on all together. And this quarter we have a hiring OKR challenge, which means that we are training people on how to do sourcing, how to do agents for sourcing, how to do interviews. I think that's what we are doing now as a really practical way of enabling people across the company to be able to.
What is the biggest challenge you have as a recruitment leader this year?
I think what I just mentioned earlier, that what is changing in talent acquisition scene, that we are now, I think we see more and more the need for drive, passion, attitude, mindset, being able to learn, unlearn, rather than harder skills or stuff that you learned from your past job. So I think focus on that and the need for having people that they are having matching mindset with the company and what the problem that need to be solved. Are they there? Do they have the right mindset or attitude to be able to work on that? I think that is quite a challenge, because it's also not easy to assess, by the way. If you want to objectively assess it, it's not very easy. There is nowhere in the resume that you can find that information or a LinkedIn profile. So I think that is one of the challenges.
And as you already mentioned about the DNA of the bunq, that you can actually somehow match it, obviously not easy as you already mentioned, but still, can you build some kind of a technology around that, how to keep matching the great talents out there with the bunq's priorities?
You tell me. Maybe that's a question for you.
Because the culture fit, you cannot measure it, right?
Yeah, I mean, the culture fit can be a very broad thing. So what does it even mean when we say that culture fit? Yeah. It can be like a label, which we also don't like to really use it like that. It's just not culture fit, yes, culture fit. But I think it's a matter of how we break it down. What does it mean for us? We have definitions. We have defined certain type of behaviors we would like to see in bunkers. So we find ways around how to assess and evaluate them. So I think it starts with knowing what we are looking for and what works, and then define it properly, and then find ways to assess it. And yeah, I would love to see what would be the technology to actually make that scalable.
I love it. And maybe the last one for this pod. You're coming with a very fresh perspective, and maybe even non-recruitment perspective as a head of TA. And honestly, I love it. But that gives you also a bit of a fresh perspective on the whole industry and also on your peers, the head of recruitments in different companies who are coming with the traditional way of being promoted. Yeah. What do you see from your perspective? What they get actually wrong as a recruitment leaders?
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff and cool stuff happening, of course, but the stuff that they're getting very right. But I think sometimes we make things too complicated or too complex that what we are looking for, but sometimes maybe we really need to get back to the basics that, okay, when it comes to talent, what exactly we want them to be doing, what exactly we are expecting them, what problem they are going to solve. Even sometimes from friends, I hear that they get hired for roles, but they start and it has nothing to do with what they have been told before. So I think before going to the market and looking for people that they can do the job. Maybe let's go back and understand what is exactly the job, what problem needs to be solved, and then define that first. But also, I think the second thing I would like to say is we also, I think, focus too much on finding a very similar career path as it should be. The example that I just told you about our head of product, that he used to be a CFO. I think keeping an open mind and staying curious that, okay, what is the potential this person has, not exactly what they are bringing to the table today. That was actually one of the, I think, reasons that the decision about hiring me, that, okay, you are bringing some expertise, and we are going to also enable you to be able to lead this new journey. So I think that being open-minded and that curiosity, and to give you an example, sometimes we have conversation, I myself and many other people at bunq, we have conversation with talents that we don't know exactly what they can do, by the way. We don't know where we just have chats, we have talks, but we know what we need internally and we find a match. So the role maybe even doesn't exist, but then we have a conversation, we see a potential match and see, okay, from all the problems that we have, which one this person can solve, and then that we do the matching. I think that part also I see less in other companies, and I like it that we do it that way.
I love the culture of recruitment at bunq. What would be one best experience in the recruitment world which you believe that it's a total bullshit?
I think all these AIs for CV matching and stuff, oh my God, what are we matching here? We are matching someone's ChatGPT with our, I don't know, it's just no, that I think, yes. Because again, I think the CV by itself is bullshit. Yeah. And then trying to match what people have been writing in their CVs, which is potentially not what they wrote themselves, and especially nowadays. So I think that, yeah.
What would be the advice to the recruitment leaders out there who wants to actually step out from the CV matching and do something more innovative?
First of all, I know that it's not easy, by the way, obviously. But I think small steps is to really understand what exactly we're expecting these people to be doing. I don't know, for example, you want someone that we love doing root cause analysis, for example. We want people who can actually ask questions, ask whys, or we call them 5 whys, and get to the root cause of when there is a problem. So what is the best way to assess if someone can do that, rather than just asking them or look at their CVs, which most probably they never mentioned that in their CV. So then think about that. You can start with one role and think about the 5 things you want these people to be doing in this role, and what are the other ways of assessing if they are good at those. Mm-hmm. Or what kind of behaviors you want to see, and then what are the ways that we can give the candidate chance to show us how they actually are they going to do those behaviors in those circumstances, yes or no? Mm-hmm. And it can be different for each company, of course, but I think it can be like that. Start with one role, ask these questions, and there are a lot of course, technologies and vendors and partners out there that they are helping companies with CV-less recruitment process. Each of them have their own value, so companies need to find what makes sense for them, what they're looking for. But I think the first step is the most scary one. Just do it for one role and see how it works, how it goes, and you learn from it, and then you can scale or expand.
I love it. Yeah. And as you are in the luxury position of getting a lot of applicants per position,
yeah.
How to handle this candidate experience that you can actually give everyone a fair chance, but at the same time, a proper feedback if they're not getting the next step.
So yes, everyone should leave with a good experience, independent of the hiring decision, obviously. I think, again, a couple of simple things, that if we ask them to go through, for example, assessments, explain the why behind it and why we are expecting this, and being able to, as you said, giving them some personalized feedback. So that's our, we do our best there as well.
but also making it clear that why we are walking them through this recruitment journey rather than just asking for their CVs or looking at their LinkedIn profile. So show them the value of a journey that they can actually show in practice what they have and what they can bring on the table rather than just rely on what's on a paper, right? So I think that part is the most important one for creating a good candidate, because at the end people are, of course, obviously investing a lot of time, and we always appreciate that, but letting them know why we are doing it this way and what is the value that they can take out of this process independent of the result.
If someone is watching right now as a young recruiter, maybe they are in the first or second year of their career, what would be the piece of advice you can give them, and maybe something as well you didn't know before?
I think always stay curious. People, you're going to work with people, and there is always so much that you don't know about people. Ask questions, stay curious. Try to understand underlying motivations people have, and usually there are so much beautiful stuff that you can find out about people, and that also helps you to match them to the right role or right problem that they can solve. I think we might tend to structure things too much. I mean, structure is not bad, but sometimes we just need to also stay open-minded and curious and looking into maybe a version of the person in front of us that is not today, but we can help them to get there. And that version can be doing a lot of great stuff. So that, okay. I guess.
And maybe my last question before we will dive into the game. The world is changing a lot right now, and especially with all these automations, agentic approach, and etc., but it's specifically with the talent acquisition. So let's say we're jumping towards the 2028, maybe 2029. How do you see your job? How do you see your role is changing in 2-3 years?
The function might not exist as it is existing today, as in there's a lot of stuff that are going to be automated and a lot of admin stuff, boring stuff that we should not be spending our time on it, which is perfect, and which means that then we are going to be able to do other stuff that are adding more value.
You know the drill?
I saw it, yes.
Okay, so we're going to play the game now.
Okay, let's do it.
And if you're going to win, you're okay, this is it.
Yes.
So you will get the super cool merch.
Hey,
okay, cannot lose this one. Come on, let's get it back.
1, 2, 3.
Okay,
oh, whoa.
1-1.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's
Oh, God.
Thank you very much. That was a fun game.
Thank you.
But joke
yes.
aside, the umbrella will come anyways.
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Of course, yes. Thanks for coming.
Yes,
It was really
and,
fun to have you guys around.
Okay, champs. See you very soon. Stay tuned.